All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, everybody, welcome on in. NorCal Sports Network. Giants take it on the chin tonight, big time, as they lose to the New York Mets by a score of 8-1. A trouncing. We'll get into all the details of the game. We'll break it down for you. As you can see, nice hat, Dan. Yep, I got my winner's hat on tonight. Going back to the winner's circle here. Want to wear the Giants hats as many times as possible, but they got their butts handed to them tonight. Let us thank our sponsor of this show, Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed in all of California. Give Chapman Law Group a call for all your legal needs. You got a personal injury, they specialize in that. Give them a call. Call's free, consultation's free, 415-613-9483. They also specialize in everything else that a legal firm does. So you need documents prepared, you need a little lawsuit, you need an eviction, whatever it is, give Chapman Law Group a call, 415-613-9483. Make sure you let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. All right, guys, rough night tonight. Right out of the gate, first inning, Webb was getting hit hard. Webb's final line on the evening was 4 innings pitched, 8 hits, 2 runs an inning. Balls were hit hard, too. 6 runs, 6 earned runs. His ERA is now up to 3.38. And, Lou, this is not just tonight. This is 3 starts in a row. Let me give you Logan Webb's numbers for his last 3 starts. Okay, I just gave you the line tonight. His ERA for 4 innings tonight was 13.5. His WHIP was 2.5 or 2.25. But the last start, July 19th against Toronto, 6 innings pitched, gave up. His ERA was 6. He lost 6-3. That's 3 losses.
Well, he gave up 11 hits, 4 runs, in 6 innings.
And then on July 11th, 5 1/3 innings, gave up
6 hits, 6 runs.
He struck out 6. You know what? I need to look at him in another.
Yeah, Robert, you're right. He's definitely an ace. 3 straight starts, pounded.
Okay, let me give you a little bit more stats on Logan Webb. Game log. Okay. Tonight, again, I gave you he got 12 outs, 4 innings, 6 earned runs, 1 base on ball, 4 Ks. Last game against Toronto, 6 innings pitched, 11 hits. Again, 2 hits an inning, just roughly almost. 4 earned runs, only had 1 strikeout in 6 innings. He's not fooling anybody. Before that, against the Dodgers, he went 5 1/3 innings, 6 hits, a little bit better, 6 earned runs. Did not actually, he got a win that night. He actually got the win, which was pretty crazy. So, as Dylan says, and this is what I said tonight in a text group, he's very tired. He looks like he have a tired arm, Lou. To me, I would trade him. If this is your ace and he's done this in 3 games, of course, Robert, he's not going to trade Webb. You guys that don't want to trade Webb are short-sighted, in my opinion. Why do I say you're short-sighted? Because, and look, I'm not getting on Webb because he had a bad outing night. I've been saying for over a year, he's your greatest asset, and you're not a good quality team. You're not a quality team worthy of making a deep playoff run. Can they make the playoffs still? Of course. They're only a game out, okay? Let's be real. Yeah, Webb is in his prime. That's when you Robert, buy low, sell high. Where do you think his value is going to go if he keeps pitching like this? Look, this is the heart of the season. You just opened the second half, and he's come out and thrown 2 horrible starts, and the start before that against the Dodgers wasn't that pretty either. Okay? What I'm trying to tell you with Logan Webb is get value for him. He's got value. Who am I placing Webb with? Robert says, I don't know. There's plenty of different options out there. You know, I can get you can get a couple of starters for Webb plus a young, good prospect, top 100 prospect. But the longer you wait, the less his value is going to get. What are you guys going to say to me when Logan Webb comes up with a shoulder injury or needs Tommy John in a year because he pitched so many innings and he just kept going? I hope that doesn't happen. Believe me, I'm not trying to be the kiss of death on Logan Webb. I'm just saying the Giants are, when I did the poll last week, Sunday night, Lou, what was the numbers when we did the poll? Will the Giants win a World Series in 3 years?
I think it was 92% said no, and 8% idiots said yeah. Like, what do you guys?
82% said no, we're not going to win a World Series. So what are you keeping Webb for? What good is a look? I got guys in 2 different fantasy leagues. Okay, I got guys at the bottom of a league, and I'm going to pull up a league here, and it's called Best of the West, the league. And if I look at the standings here, hold on a second. Let me close my door. Okay. All right. Okay. Take a look at these standings. Okay. Alternative stats, that guy right there.
Yep.
The leader has 126 points. This guy has 61 points, and we're 2/3 of the season away. He's 65 points trailing first place. He's not sniffing first place. Okay? So he's got Ronald Acuna on his team. I tried to give him 3 or 4 players for Acuna. He said no. And I said back to him, what are you going to do? Ride Acuna all year long? Why don't you need, when you're rotten and you got a star, you need more players. You're not winning with the star player. You need 3 to 4 players.
Exactly. Exactly.
At the bottom, you trade to get. You give up the star to get more players. You don't get a star in return when you at the bottom.
No.
I got guys at fantasy. I'm at the top of one league. They want my stars. No, you're not getting my stars. You're at the bottom. You don't dictate to me what you're getting. So they won't trade with me. Some of these guys at the very, look, and I'm not talking about my buddy Ibrahim either, because we've made a good trades and I understand where he's coming from. So I'm not talking about you, Ibrahim. I'm talking. I did try to get Kurtz from you tonight. Let's talk about Nick Kurtz, man. Nick Kurtz, man, what a night. Maybe the greatest single performance of any player in the 150 years of baseball. 6 for 6, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs, 19 total bases.
And
look, guys,
a rookie.
A's, Lou, tell us about the A's. Please.
He's a rookie. And second of all, one of his hits hit off the wall, missed by a foot, or it would have been 5 home runs.
He would have been the first player in history to have 5 homers. Oh my goodness.
It would, because you know how Houston is. It's very strange.
Oh, he would have
with,
had 21 total bases.
Yeah, it was
Oh my
unbelievable. And this
gosh.
guy's a rookie, by the way. How we keep talking about the farm system, and me and Dan said this earlier in the year. Who's got a brighter future, the A's or the Giants? And most of you people laughed because they have guys that are going to be great in 2 or 3 years. We have one that we don't even know if he's going to make it yet. That we're hoping, Eldridge can be this good. I mean, 6 for 6 on the road against a team that was 10-2 coming into last night. So,
Wow.
that's what a superstar is about. And he's only a rookie. And you know what's ironic is, you know who player of the week was last week in the American League?
Nick Kurtz, right?
He was. And then he comes back. He might be back-to-back weeks.
Wow. The Giants are 54 and 50 now. So since the 8-1 start, Lou, what are they? There you go. Right up on the screen. 46 and 49. That sounds like a team that's ready to break down the doors into the playoffs. Your mic got muted there.
The team
there we go.
That's a team that struggles, and I think one of the things we're not really talking about is we're having a problem at home. When you really look at it, their last couple of home games, Dodgers took 2 out of 3. Who'd they play before the Dodgers?
Phillies.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I've been saying it all year. The second half of the season, we don't have winning records. It's one of those things. And I saw somebody in the chat, because Robert still thinks Webb's the greatest of all time. His ERA in the last 3 starts over 9. I don't know too many aces that have an ERA over 9. He's good for us, but that's not really saying much because we don't really have much. And I'm a little bit worried about the news today, Dan, that, one of our young studs went on. And the reason why I'm a little bit worried about it, did they catch it in time? That's what they're saying. They said on the pregame,
elbows
NBC
always
Sports
lead to
Mirror.
Tommy John eventually.
Exactly. Did they get it in time? And that's scary. So, he's going to be, it'll be a while. So just to add on.
Robert, can this team make the playoffs without Webb? Well, the Tigers made it last year with Jack Flaherty.
No, trading Jack Flaherty. They traded Jack Flaherty. Yeah.
Yeah, they got Tariq Skubal still, and they had him. But can the team make the playoffs without Webb? Well, the question is, if they make the playoffs with Webb, where are they going? Are they really going to go past the first round? They can't hit. I mean, look, they got shut down tonight again. 1 run. Robert, I don't know if they can make the playoffs without Webb. It depends on what you got. If you got 2 young pitchers, what happens if you got Yuri Perez? No, of course, the Marlins would never do this because they don't want Webb's salary, but I'm just making a point. What happens if you got Yuri Perez and Sandy Alcantara and you got a young catcher like Agustin Ramirez and you traded for Logan Webb and you got 2 young pitchers and you got Agustin Ramirez, a power hitting catcher? I would do that all day long. But I will say this, Miami's not the team to trade with because they don't want teams with salaries.
No.
But if you went to the Yankees for Webb, if you went to what happens if the Dodgers said, you know what, we're going for it. We'll give you Andy Pages and we'll give you what the heck's the guy's name that we're just Sasaki. We'll give you Sasaki, Andy Pages, and Dalton Rushing for Logan Webb.
Where do I sign?
Come on. I mean, wouldn't you do that trade? You got yourself a catcher who could hit, Pages who could play center field, and then you get a guy like Sasaki.
Yeah, and these are the same guys that, oh, don't worry, we have Harrison. Guys, Harrison, since the trade, he's still in the minors. You guys don't realize Giants are not great in evaluating players. That's why you guys are on this show, to listen to me and Dan. We've been saying this, Robert, who's going to come up with the innings? They'll get a pitcher. Who's this? If you notice, he's one game over 500 the last 3 years. Okay. You guys keep thinking he's like a stud. He's an ace. He's a solid starter, but he's not what you guys make him out to be. It's one of those things. Last year he wasn't even the best pitcher on our team. It was Snell by far.
Lay off the booze. Well, I would if I drank, but I don't drink. So got to find something else to. Maybe I got to screw loose up here. Hey, what'd you guys think of these hats tonight? I thought the Giants looked pretty good.
I thought the hats looked very styling.
Yeah, I thought the hats looked awesome with the orange jerseys, the Orange Friday. I was like, first I was looking at the hat, couldn't see it until they showed the close up. I'm like, what are they wearing?
Badass. I liked it. It caught my eye. Dan, I thought tonight there were two things that really stood out to me. Well, three. The hat for the Giants. The ball girl in right field was horrible.
Oh, I forgot to tweet that.
Worst.
Can I tweet that right now and then put that up?
That was the worst. And they kept saying it was like Joe Negro or whatever. The girl didn't even go after the balls. How pathetic. And number three, I don't know who the official. Look at that. I don't know who the. Look at that. What the hell is that crap?
I got to put this on a tweet. I meant to do this, Lou. Sorry to interrupt, but we're talking about a ball game today where there's a time limit and they're all worried. And we got these ball
buffoons
that
I think it was a young lady, if I remember. I think it was a young lady.
No, she's not. I don't know how young she is, but she can't move too fast.
No.
Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing, Giants?
Minor league.
Baseball going to have to step in and say, you got to get some like ball nursing home calling for ball.
Yeah, that was just, it was bad. It was bad. And then last but not least, if you watch the game tonight, Yaz went 0 for 4, but somehow on that ground ball where the guy at second base almost stepped on the ball, almost fell over, they gave him a base hit. Boy, I've never seen home field. They gave him a base hit on that one. He should have been 0 for 4, and now he'd be batting .231.
I missed that. I must have missed that play.
Yeah, so, it's come to the point we got 6 days. The Giants, especially with Roop gone, they got to get another starter. I don't know what they're going to do, but this is why it's even more important. On a day where you're basically your number 3 guy, okay, I'm going to put Roop ahead of Verlander, okay, goes on the DL, and they're worried they got in time. Could be Tommy John. He could be done for the season. We don't know.
Most likely, these things, I see these things happen all the time.
Yeah.
Guys, this isn't a 2-week. Because it's a 15-day, don't expect Roop for at least a month if he's okay.
And that's why tonight's game was so important. That's why tonight Webb needed to step up, and he didn't. And you can tell who the better team was.
Guys, I know that I'm not 100% right in what I say. Look, believe me, I'm wrong plenty of times. But I've been pretty accurate with what I've been telling you with a lot of things when it came to Elliot Ramos playing full-time last year to I'm trying to think of the other guys I've talked about in the past. But I told you Casey Schmidt can be a full-time player, and I believe that with all my heart. I see, he struck out a couple times tonight, but how he went down 0-2, worked the count to 3-2, and
Matos
drove it hard to right field for a base hit. Right, he went right with the pitch. That's a good piece of hitting. Guys are going to strike out, but I told you Matt Chapman is a guy that will not deliver a lot in the clutch. I told you that from the beginning. I told you before the Giants signed him that put the Mets back hat on. I told you about these things. I told you for the last 2 years they would not make the playoffs. I told you they would be under a 500 team. This year I've got them going over 500 but missing the playoffs. Why do you guys, like NorCal Sports Talk Live here, says these Logan Webb cultists are completely low information and insane. Webb is not that special. You could propose Logan Webb for Babe Ruth and they would still cry as if they were parting with 08 Lincecum. Well said. Look, Webb is hittable. He's hittable. And he had one strikeout the other game against Toronto, I think. One in six innings pitched. Or was it 4? I can't even remember. I think it was 6. I'd have to go back. But look, guys, when Logan Webb is not spotting his ball and has total command and has to come in, he's hittable. And yet he's ranked very, very high up in baseball terms. And you have this pitcher that has this great asset as far as trade value. And you guys complain about why they didn't trade Rodon and they didn't trade Snell.
Yep.
And yes, Webb, you could probably trade Webb and get more for still in the offseason. So maybe the time to trade him is not next week, but maybe in the off season and you run with it. But look, you're going to keep running back Logan Webb. And eventually you're not going to win with Logan Webb. And one of these days, Logan Webb could possibly face what many pitchers face, which is a tired arm, a shoulder issue. Hopefully he doesn't have to have Tommy John. I don't think he throws hard enough to really maybe deal with Tommy John, but it's possible. John Brebbia doesn't throw all that hard, and he did Tommy John. The elbow is not meant to throw today like the speeds that these guys throw at. We never had Tommy John back in the 60s and 70s, when guys were throwing on 3 days rest, pitching every 4th day, and
300 innings,
300 plus innings. Yeah. Never had Tommy John. It's the speed of what they're trying to throw the ball. We can't trade Webb, Phillips says, because he's from the area.
I mean, it's so pathetic. That's like the Giants' motto. Nothing like it. Hey, the guy lives down the block, so he can live at home. Let's get him. So pathetic.
Come on, guys. Look, I like Webb. When he's on like any good pitcher. But this is your ace that you so called, and he's come out the second half and he's skunked it up 2 games in a row. And the Giants have lost. And if they lose again tomorrow with Ray, man, you're digging a hole.
Yeah, and that's like 6 losses. These guys, every time Webb goes out and loses, it's like 2 losses. Because he's going against, the other people. I mean, and it's funny because with Roop leaving now, I guess, I don't know who's going to fill in because Roop was supposed to pitch on Monday. And of course, on Sunday, we have TBA. So
I think you're going to get Kai Wei Tang from
that
Sacramento.
gives me a lot of confidence.
And I think, he will just be meatballs for somebody. But I think you're going to get Kai Wei Tang on Sunday, and you're going to get Encarnacion either to the 60-day IL, traded or waived bye-bye to make room.
Another great pickup.
Highway. Oh, Tang pitched tonight. Oh, thanks for that update, Senior. So you're not getting Highway Tang on the way to Highway Tang will not be on the Highway 80 coming Sunday to San Francisco.
So on ESPN prime time, it's going to be probably a couple openers. What an embarrassment.
Could be Wisenhunt, says Senior. We could see that. Wisenhunt would be good. Yeah. Nick Kurtz is the king of Cali this evening. He's the king of the U.S. tonight. Man, what a game, man. What a game. So, okay, question here. Let's get through some of this chat. Tim Schmidt says, okay, here's a question, Dan. Do you think Giants can win a World Series without Webb in the next 3 years? Depends on what they do. If they traded him and got some really good arms, if you got 2 young arms, for example, Luis Gil of the Yankees, he's been out all year with a lat strain, but he just threw 67 pitches on Wednesday in a AAA game. Okay. He was a pretty good pitcher for the Yankees last year, won Rookie of the Year. You get him going, you get his healthy, and you get a Will Warren, who's a young 27-year-old pitcher who's kind of starting to pitch well for the Yankees. He's had a couple of rough outings, but he's got a lot of potential. I'm just throwing out ideas. You get a Warren and a Gil, and then maybe you get this kid on the Yankees, Spencer Jones, who's hit 13 home runs in 19 AAA games since he's been called up. 13 homers. Start going with young people. Guys, wouldn't you – let me ask you this. Who would you rather have as a Giants right now? And be honest. Wish I knew how to put a poll up. Who would you – let me see if I can type this out, guys. Well, Lou, go ahead. I'm going to type. You talk. I'm going to see if I can get this.
Yeah, there's this. I don't know if you got to the first super chat, so I'm just going to read both. Tony C, big fan.
Hold on, let me pull them up here first.
Yep.
We always pull up super chats. There we go.
Nobody's off limits. Lou and Dan are 100%. Of course, you guys, we're not a playoff team. There's nobody that is untouchable on this team. I'm more concerned, does anybody even want any of our players with these contracts? You know, when you really look at it, I'm going to bring up 2 facts. Is there anybody on our starting team that you think they're calling about with our big contracts? Does anyone want Devers with an 8-year contract? Does anyone want Chapman with a 7-year contract? Does anyone want Adames with 6? You know, I mean, they maybe want young guys because they can maybe see there's a ceiling. One of the things Dan keeps talking about these trades is we got to get somebody that has a ceiling that can maybe improve this team. You know, last year, Dan brought this point up. With Webb pitching, we had a losing record. Well, if your ace pitches and you have a losing record, that tells you something. And then here's the second chat, Dan. Webb needs an MRI. I'm concerned about his health. I guess the Giants claimed Eric Fetty off waivers and called up.
He says, my guess is yeah.
And I thought again, the other thing is maybe when you go to, again, I said this earlier in the year, he became a new dad. He went to the All-Star game. He had his family with him. He pitched that 1 inning. Right. And all this stuff adds on. You know, when you go to an All-Star game and you're by yourself, that's one thing. But when you bring your family, you have your newborn, all this stuff where, it all adds up, Dan, as you know, being a dad, there's no more free time. And, mentally, he's just might probably run down. It happens. It's life. One of those things. But yeah, right. Guys, the other thing is, look at all this. We claimed Eric Fetty. Okay,
no, we haven't claimed him. He's saying my guess.
Oh, okay, guesses. And then Mason Black. Are you guys confident with Mason Black pitching against someone like the Mets? He'll get shellacked. Jelly, he'll get shellacked. That's why we keep saying this schedule of ours is tough. I think if we look at the schedule, Webb's next start is probably going to be when they go back to New York. I mean, here, let me just take a look of when he's scheduled. I don't think he's going to be going against Pittsburgh. Would they bring him back that quick?
Yeah, Webb will go against Pittsburgh. Yes.
Okay, that Wednesday. Okay,
he'll go the last game.
Okay, well, and then he'll play at Pittsburgh twice. So, we'll see. I mean, maybe his arm's tired, and you know what? Maybe a smart move. Skip a start. If he's that tired, maybe you should skip a start.
What was his velocity? Was it down tonight? I had the volume down a lot. Did anybody hear about his volume or his velocity?
He kept throwing the same pitch that wasn't even close the whole time. And the homers he gave up were bombs.
Yeah, the one to Lindor. Okay.
Yeah, don't bring back Birdsong just because you need an arm. But like we said, guys, the pitching helped the Giants probably 60%, and we said there were cracks. Now you're seeing there's cracks. And, our offense is still, a little bit better than average, but that's what happens when your starters, give up 6-7 runs in 5 innings. With this offense, you're not going to win too many games, Dan.
Right. Exactly. Hold on here, Chapman Lee. All right. Do I have all of these guys? Let's see. I got them all. Okay. These are the guys that we talk about. Making sure I'm not missing anybody. Maybe we could throw. Oh yeah, let's.
Beautiful chicken. I love everything you're saying, Daddy-O.
I'm doing some typing here. Okay, here we go.
There's super chat too.
What's Super Chicken got to say in here?
You keep saying the same thing over and over again.
What's that?
Trade Webb immediately. What are they thinking? Okay. Trade Webb.
And we got another super chat. Let's get to that.
Yeah, by Rob.
Cracks more like wheels finally falling off. Yeah. Well said. Well said. All right. So here's my question for you guys tonight. I want to propose this question. Add banner. There we go. It's kind of long. Why is it not? Oh, limited to 50 banners. Okay. I got to get rid of this one. Let's get rid of this one. And this one. Add banner. There we go. All right. Guys, too long to read, but here you go. Who would you rather have? We were talking about Nick Kurtz. We were talking about the Giants. Who would you rather have? The A's, Wilson, Jacob Wilson, Nick Kurtz, Brent Rooker, Shea Langoliers, Soderstrom, Leroy Butler, Mason Miller, the center fielder Clark that made all these crazy catches out in center field? Or would you rather have Chapman, Adames, Lee, Bailey, Webb, Chapman, Adames, Lee, Bailey, Duvall? I could throw Ramos in there. Of course, we want to keep Ramos. But which one has the brighter future there, guys? Which has the brighter future? The point I am trying to make is the Giants can get there if they started trading guys like Webb and Ray and started moving off of guys like Chapman and Adames and actually went young, Giants may have to eat some of this salary. But you know what? If you go young, you're not paying anybody but the minimums. And so you could afford for a few years to pay a team to take Adames and Chapman, because you can just, pay half of the salary and you eat that money and you go young and you be like the A's. Now imagine the A's lineup with Buster Posey at the helm instead of, the owner of the A's, Fisher, and playing not in Sacramento in a AAA park, but playing in a world-class stadium
like Vegas.
How do you think these players would be feeling about the organization? And they can't pitch. The A's have horrible pitching, but
they got to do it. But Dan, here's the thing: Chapman's salary equals all those guys combined.
Chapman and
no, I'd say maybe Chapman and Webb would probably, because these guys, Rooker, Kurtz.
Rooker's the only one making money.
Yeah. And I don't even know if he's making that much money. It might have been a signing bonus. Miller's not making much, and you got to remember, guys, the A's are young, right? I don't even know what is their budget, because they got that one pitcher who makes $26 million. I think they're at $71 million. Chapman and Adames are combined. Their salary.
The guy they signed from the Mets.
Yeah, who pitched good last night, who might get traded.
I'm forgetting his name all of a sudden.
Yeah, he makes $20.6 million
last year.
Yeah,
Luis.
Sirianno.
No, not Sirianno. What the heck?
Severino.
Yeah, Severino.
So, and then here's the other thing: is the A's, what they're doing now, are doing what the Dodgers always do: is they have a plan.
They have talent scouts.
They get very young talent. They can either trade some of the talent to get even more talent to wait for Vegas, or if you're a free agent or maybe a good pitcher and you go, my God, look at that lineup. Why wouldn't I want to pitch for them? Especially in a new place like Las Vegas, where you're going to be a huge, it's going to be brand new, exciting.
Hey, the A's might be primed when they move to Vegas. They might be primed to be like, go to the World Series for 2 years, 3 years in a row. Something like, they are going to be
Angels are going to be fading. It's going to be them in Seattle. Houston's getting older. So
A's have good draft positions, HP, true, but they're making the most of their draft picks. You want me to show you the Giants last? How about before the Giants drafted Bryce Eldridge? Let me tell you their first round picks since the 2015. Okay.
And Dan, I think people should, one thing I wanted to point out, and then I'll let you go. I'm sorry. They only got Buster Posey because of who his agent was. And they said, guys, we're not going to be able to sign him. The Giants took a chance. And I think it was when they signed him, it was like $7.1 million was his bonus, the most ever the Giants ever paid, because they knew, he was worth it. But he should have probably gone first or second. The Giants were lucky enough. I just wanted to bring that up. So
okay.
Tell us our great picks. Let us get excited.
Yeah, let us hear your picks. Okay. Here is the great picks. Wait a minute. Okay. Buster Posey in 2008 was the 5th pick. Zach Wheeler was the 6th pick in the 2009 draft. Okay. Let's listen to the picks since 2011. They got Panic at 29. That was not a bad pick. But then they got with the 49th pick in he's still a first round or some Kyle Crick. How did he do? Chris Stratton, the 20th pick in 12. In 13, Christian Arroyo, the 25th pick. With the 14th pick in 2014, Tyler Beatty. With the 18th pick in 2015, Phil Bickford. With the 31st pick in 2015, Chris Shaw. No first-round pick in 2016 because of the only guys that so far have panned out. 2017, Elliot Ramos, the 19th pick. Joey Bart, the second pick in 18. The 10th pick, Hunter Bishop in 19. The 13th pick, Patrick Bailey. Oh, by the way, instead of Patrick Bailey with the 13th pick, guys, you could have picked Pete Crow Armstrong, who went 19th.
That wouldn't work. Where's he going to play?
Yeah. High schooler that had all the tools, but the Giants went with Bailey, and they already had Bart that was still very young. Great move, Farhan. When I say that Farhan set the Giants back years, that's what I'm telling you about right there. Okay, Will Bednar in 21 with the 14th pick. Yeah, he's done great too. Reggie Crawford in 22, the 30th pick. Okay, now it gets the last three. Bryce Eldridge, that looks like it might be the best pick of all of them there. We'll see. Time will tell. James Tibbs, he's in a way.
Boston. Yep.
He brought us Devers, so he helped bring us Devers. So there you go. And the 13th pick, by the way, and they got the 13th pick this year. Funny how finishing right around 500 gets you the 13th to the 15th pick. And Gavin Killeen from University of Tennessee. We'll see how that one pans out. You could have picked a guy by the name of Ike Irish, a catcher who has similar traits to the Big Dumper, blasting balls as a catcher. But no, we got Bailey, Mr. Bailey, who loves to pass balls. Does he get a pass ball like every second or third game he plays?
Eric goes off the rails for his defense. I mean, he frames, he's got a good arm, but he's a below average every other way hitter.
He's a below average receiver. He's a great framer, great pop time, throws guys out. But when it comes to like catching balls at the plate that are coming in from the outfield, he misses. It's just
Hi, Timmy. Thanks for coming, Tim.
Yeah, go
Have
ahead. Go over there. Say hello to them for me. So they're my buddies over there. Say hello. You're probably going to get a lot more negativity if Glenn's on the show tonight because he doesn't hold back. So I don't even know if are they on tonight?
Yeah, not yet. Hey, NorCal fan, we all know about Mr. Otto. They let him go, and he's doing pretty good with Miami. He's not the only guy that we let go. Philip tonight was the worst. Webb never even looked at runners back. He never waited, never looked. Those guys were running on. This is how the Giants have to do. If you guys noticed tonight, Dan, the Mets ran as much as they could. If they had two guys on, they'd run both. If one guy got on, they'd run. I mean, and it wasn't even close because Webb never looked over. He never paused. He never did anything different. I mean, it was a joke. I think, how many steals do they have tonight? Like 9? It was incredible. Embarrassing.
Ooh, this is interesting. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I saw that in the late innings. and the hat broke. It snapped.
Yeah,
the helmet.
He might be like, dang, I gotta play here, maybe. Frustration. He certainly didn't see that on the road trip. Toronto, he was hitting the ball hard in Toronto and scorching it in Atlanta. And his first hit tonight, he scorched it to right field for a double. But, I got to tell you, this park at night, Lou,
yeah, you always say that
does not carry well.
Here, I wanted to tonight. How about the Giants? So the Mets come up with 2 in the first, right? Webb has no control. He's doing it. But then the Giants had a chance to get right back point.
Hey, Lou, hold on a second. Do me a favor. Go to settings on StreamYard and check your mic. I think your mic might not be hooked up. You might be on off. Sometimes the setting changes and your mic might be on your computer. Might check in your settings and see if it says the Yeti mic. Just go to that
auto.
little.
Yeah, it says Yeti
star.
stereo.
It is Yeti?
Yeah, echo cancellation. I thought your mic was off tonight when you first started.
Mine's the one that's not on Yeti. Mine's on microphone. How am I now? I bet I'm a little better if I'm on Yeti.
Yeah,
now.
you're clear.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. See, sometimes it just changes.
Yeah. But, what I was going to say is the Giants had tonight, Devers got the double. So they had two guys on, nobody out. And what do? They get one run out of it. And that's something the Giants have been missing. They've had chances to, make the other team's pitcher suffer, and it just didn't happen tonight. And then, after the first inning, they were never in trouble. The Mets, it was over.
I'm looking for the beautiful chicken. What a name. The beautiful chicken. He says this question. Do you see a question from the beautiful chicken? Trade for Mike Trout? Nah, I don't think that solves anything. I think
that's going to give up.
I think that's a salary, and it's like,
yeah,
he's
that's a big salary.
It's a big salary and a big name, but the Giants just need Giants just need young players that are good. I see somebody in here say Tim Schmidt said A's are 644 and 62. They should look like they're going to win worlds. I bet you they'll be in a World Series before the Giants. They are a team building. They got young players. They just need to fix their pitching staff, and they need a new ownership. But they're probably going to spend money when they go to Vegas. And I bet you the last year of Sacramento, I'll bet you they load up with some free agents that might be signed for, 3-4 years, some pitchers, and they'll just make it up in Vegas if they go to Vegas.
Yeah, and once hockey ends in Las Vegas, they're going to be the only show in town.
Yeah, a super chat will automatically get your question read. That's right. That's right, Mark. Vegas is 4 years away, at least. Maybe they're supposed to A's are only playing through Sacramento, signed through 27.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be ready for the 28th season. I don't know what's going on. That's a mess. You got bad ownership. Yep. Butler, Rooker, and Kurtz does sound like a stud trio. Absolutely. These guys, Butler's probably the lowest player of all those three, and he's pretty darn good.
He's unbelievable in center field. I think every night you almost see the top 10 list ESPN. He's making some dramatic play.
Oh, that's Clark.
Oh, that's Clark, the center. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Clark is the guy that's crazy. Yeah, if they get deals like that, Rooker said today or yesterday, I think it was yesterday, he says, I'm not going anywhere. I signed with the A's because I want to be with the A's. Did I see Wisenhunt today or Eldridge? Didn't he hit another home run today? I think he did. Sunday he pitches. Wisenhunt probably. Honest question, is Devers really the hitter that people think he is? Had a career 276 batting average, only once over 300 and a few 100-plus RBI seasons in 9 years. Thoughts? Hits the ball hard. He is striking out more than I think he should. And, yeah. Oh, that's right.
You got to have somebody that's going to bat behind him that's going to help him out. Yeah. Because, Dan, I think exactly what you said. It's going to come to a point where, he's missing the high strikes. But with our lineup and nobody's hitting behind him, he's not going to see too many great pitches.
Yeah. What do you think about this, Lou? Don't forget about Jacob Wilson, Soderstrom, and Max Muncy. 3 other guys the A's have.
Wilson's going to be rookie of the year. Possibly,
yeah. Look, the A's have drafted well. They've scouted well. The Giants, what do they have to show for?
They also might have a better manager, the A's, than the Giants.
Yeah. What do the Giants have to show for what they've? I mean,
if Eldridge isn't a stud, say he's just a very average player like a Brandon Belt, that means for 10 years we really have had nobody. I mean, you got to remember we're putting so much pressure on Eldridge where it's almost going to be impossible for him to live up to the hype, but we heard the same thing about Harrison. Oh, he's the next Mad Bum. It's going to be tough. I mean, once this guy gets up, there's going to be so much on his shoulders, and we still know he strikes out too much. Who knows? He could be someone like a Rob Deere. You guys are probably too young for the great Rob Deere, but he might hit 40 homers, but he might strike out 200 times.
Rooker's 30, but he broke out 2 years ago with over 30 homers at 28. So,
sorry, Dan. I'm sorry, Dan. What? He did what?
30 over 30 homers. Yeah.
Oh, the Giants don't even know what that is. I just wanted to point that out.
I don't know. How many homers does Brent Rooker have the last 3 seasons? Let's check a look and see what Brent Rooker has done. In 2023, Rooker hit 30 homers. Last year, he hit 39. And this year, he's going to go over 30. He's at 21 right now. He really didn't make his first stay. He's one of those late bloomers. I don't know if this guy, he's a very late bloomer. He's kind of like a Yaz. He might defy my little tool that says if you haven't made it to the big leagues by 25, at least a cameo appearance, you're not going to be that good. He did, although, wait a minute, in 2020 at age 25, he did get 19 at-bats for the Twins. So he made it. He made a cameo. So you got to at least make a cameo by 25 in the big leagues. If not, you're going to be a career just utility guy.
Hey, Dan, with a lot of movement in the last 24 hours with trades going on.
Yeah.
We've now, I think, had 5 since last night. Do you think Giants might do something? And if so, is it all about pitching with them lacking so hard? Or?
Yeah, they're desperate now. They're going to pay a little bit more. You basically have what we told you guys. How long have Lou and I been telling you guys that the Giants have 2.5 pitchers, at least a month, if not longer? I've been shouting since May. Remember when we were all saying the Giants need a hitter? The Giants need a hitter?
Yep.
And it was late May, 1st of June. I said, what's the number one need besides, going and get a bat?
You said an arm, possibly 2.
I said 2. Now you need 2, maybe 3. Think about this, guys. You have Logan Webb, who might be showing signs of tiredness and where he's not as effective the last 3 starts. You got Robbie Ray, who, if you look at his numbers, he didn't throw a lot of innings the last 2 years because he was hurt in the 23 season, and 24, he just pitched a little. So how much does he have in the tank? The last time Robbie Ray, now he can be stretched out, but your body is, you don't go to the gym and start working out and start trying to, do 400 or 500 pounds when you're just starting out. Robbie Ray pitched in 189 innings in the 22 season, 3 innings in 23, 30 last year, and he's already thrown 123. How much more does Robbie Ray have in the tank this year, guys? Think about that. We think Robbie Ray is indestructible and he can keep going, but I'll bet you Robbie Ray hits 150 innings. I bet he hits a wall. Okay. I think Robbie Ray's going to hit a wall.
So then who do we have after Ray? Verlander?
Verlander, I think he hit the wall last year, and I think he hit his head.
Okay, and we don't have Roop. So who do we have?
You got Logan Webb, who looks like he's all of a sudden become hittable and not so much like, oh, we got Webb tonight. That should be a win.
Sorry.
It's like, we got Webb tonight. Is he going to be Cy Young Webb, or is he going to be Meatball Webb?
Well, he was Meatball today.
Two hits an inning.
Yeah, that's Meatball material.
2 hits an inning.
It's got Capos written all over it.
two games in a row, 2 hits an inning.
3
well,
almost.
Yeah, if you can, he didn't give as many hits up against the Dodgers. He had a bad inning, but 3 games in a row where he's given up multiple runs in an inning, like 4, and then tonight, what was the big inning tonight? How many did he give up tonight? Let's take a look. Logan Webb. Tonight, Logan Webb. Hold on.
Toronto was that 4th inning. He just, 6 straight hits, it seemed like.
Gave up 4 runs against Toronto. Tonight, he gave up 3 runs in the 4th. Yeah. After giving up 2 in the first. And 1 in the 3rd. So Logan Webb, 4 runs, 3 runs. Yes, that is your ace.
So then you take Ray out, and then we got Verlander, who's got 1 win on the year, who got really lucky. Atlanta was a big hit away of knocking him out. We've lost Roop. We don't have Birdsong. I mean, we really have 2. I mean, I guess we're going to have to maybe do 2 starters or someone from the minors. And it's not good this late part of the year where you don't have anybody.
Yeah. We've got a comment here. And
I put the question in the private chat.
That. So I see that. Yeah. This one right here. Jill was, let's see. This is the question. I followed him since day 1 in the show. He's a good hitter, not great, but good. He hits good pitching like Cole, but he's a bit not streaky. I'm not sure. He gets hits. He's never going to be Hall of Fame. Talking about Rafael Devers and senior. Where did it go? Hold on. I've got to pull it up. 10:55. Here it is. So he says, I agree. I'm not super impressed with Rafi. He's not a great hitter. He does have good pop, puts a big swing almost every time when he comes up. Yep, he puts a good swing, but what could you realistically get for Rafi if you were to trade him? Quan, Beebe, and Gavin Williams, 2 pitchers from the Indians plus Quan. I still call them the Indians. I know they're the whatever they are, the Garter Belts, or what are they called? Yeah, the Cleveland Garter
Guardians.
Belts. Oh, Guardians. Okay. The Guardians. What are they guarding? What is this, like the Guardian Angels of Cleveland? What are the Guardians? Who comes up with a name like that?
Because Sleepy Guardians. Joe made everybody change everything, unfortunately.
The Guardians. Come on. Let's go back to the Indians and Redskins, and let's just leave things alone.
By the way, Cleveland's not going to trade anyone. They're only 2.5 games out of the 3rd wild card. So let's remember that. They're 500.
Yeah. Lou, they're, what is the record? 54-50 now, Giants?
54-50, yeah. They're okay. 1 game out behind San Diego, and San Diego has 2 more days and then they literally have been on the road.
So if they were
since the
just
All-Star
only
break.
if they were
Yeah.
literally only halfway through, the Giants would be 108 and 100. Think of that. If it was a
Yeah.
208, that's a 208 game schedule. The Giants could on pace for 108. They could break their all-time record of 107. They just need to increase it to 208 game season.
Dan, speaking of trades, do you think maybe they should call Atlanta? Oh,
Yeah, Lou will be out. The San Francisco PD or FD fire department is right around.
that was more the police. I mean, should they maybe call someone like Atlanta, try to do something, get a bat from them? I'm trying to see who's eliminated. Maybe, and I told you what they should do is when Pittsburgh comes to town, they have a stud that's got Giants written all over him. I would make the trade so he does not pitch against us on Monday because
Mitch
let
Keller?
me tell you something. Yeah.
Mitch Keller?
Let me tell you something. If the Giants lose tomorrow, they're going to get swept. And they'll probably lose 4 in a row because Keller will beat them. And then all of a sudden, we're going to be in a horrible situation. We're going to be 500 or a game below 500 going to the trade deadline. What do we do? And as Dan always says, pick a lane. Stop.
Mets are hungry. Mets.
Yeah.
Look at that
It's gonna be
lineup.
tough. We've said this.
Look at the lineup you got to go through with the Mets. I mean, you start off with Brandon Nimmo at the top, and then you got Lindor, and then Soto, and then Alonso. I mean, those are 3 of the 4. 2 of those guys might be Hall of Famers, Lindor and Soto, right? Hall of Famers. Nimmo's just a decent player. He's nothing spectacular, but he's a good leadoff hitter. Alonso's no slouch. He's not a Hall of Famer, but he's an all-star. So you got 3 all-stars at the top of your lineup. That's not easy to go through. I mean, when you look at guys I mean, geez, these guys are and they're playing for a division title and a wild card. They don't want the Giants to catch him. Remember, the Giants only had
16 games over. 16 games
lead.
Over. Yeah.
They had like a 5-game lead on the Giants coming in tonight. You don't think the Mets feel that and they go, hey, if we get swept, we're 2 games ahead of the Giants. Peterson tomorrow. Cliff Martinez says Giants are going to get swept. Can't hit lefties. Peterson tomorrow, and Kodak Senga has an ERA below 2. He's a righty, but lefty. Still.
Oh, he's a righty.
Giants would be lucky to get.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a righty. Giants would be lucky to get 1 win against this Mets team. Yeah. Dang. I mean, Philip says this is the type of situation where the Giants take 2 or 3. Let's see what happens tomorrow. It could be. Yeah, Giants always bounce back when their backs are against the wall, but I don't like the way they came out tonight after having 2 big wins in Atlanta where they put up 9 runs. And what do? They come in and only get 1 run, and they were facing, this guy from the Mets tonight, Clay Holmes.
Pitching.
He wasn't pitching that great the first inning or 2.
He wasn't pitching the last 3 starts. He's been getting rocked.
I mean, Clay Holmes, and they let the gas off. They had a chance to knock him out, and they couldn't do it. They had a
chance. Yeah. And then, Dan, the other thing, too, as we talk about this, is tomorrow night's game is at 4:15. So that's when it's really hard to see. I don't know if you saw tonight. It was freezing. We've had overcast. It's possibly going to be raining, so the ball's probably not going to carry tomorrow. And then Sunday, it's Sunday night baseball. So how the Giants do better during day games.
Isn't Sunday's game at 6:05?
Oh,
no.
Tomorrow's
game is 6:05. You said
6:05. So it's a night game. And then 4:15 on Sunday. So they're not going to get a break on the schedule.
No.
Hitting wise, because how they love hitting at night at Oracle.
Yeah. Jeez.
I just don't want them to embarrass Stephen Curry. I mean, we run out of promotion, so they're giving away Stephen Curry's throwing out the first pitch, and then Stephen Curry bobbleheads tomorrow.
Giants miss Skeens on the Pirates series. He pitches Sunday. Hey, Lou, I'm going to be right back. I drank this plus some other water earlier. Nature's calling.
Understandable. You're worse than Buster. I got it. So, yeah, guys, I don't know what's going to happen. I think, Roop, that was horrible to read today. That's really bad because, like I said earlier, they were saying, hey, did they catch it in time? His elbow. I mean, this usually leads to something like Tommy John. So he's at least going to be missed for 2 more starts. And when you look at our starters, I mean, do you guys feel confident? Wisenhunt, again, big difference between pitching AAA and coming up here. I don't know who they're going to pitch. I mean, they, right now on the schedule, they have 2 TBAs, and losing Roop, that's going to be a huge loss. Huge loss. Yeah. NorCal Sports Talk Live, worst marketing department in baseball. As Dan said, who in the hell would do a bobblehead of Barry Bonds when the Dodgers are in town? And, it's now you're doing a Stephen Curry. You can't do any more Giants because you run out of them. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Giants marketing. I mean, when we do our squares, they take care of me. But, I really ask for a few favors from them being a season ticket holder. But, the other thing is I just want to go over the home schedule. We have the Mets, 2 more games. Then we have the Pirates. We're going to be going against their second best pitcher. Who knows how they're going to be. Then we have the Nationals, the Padres, Tampa Bay, the Cubs, the Orioles. They're going to be getting a break against the Diamondbacks, but they got the Dodgers for 3, the Cardinals, who are 1 game behind us, and then the Rockies. And everyone keeps saying, oh, we got the Rockies. Rockies are playing good right now. So it's going to be tough all the way down. The Giants are going to have a tough time. We just got to make sure we don't have these 4 or 5 game, 6 game losing streaks, or it's golf on October 3rd.
Yeah, golf. You like the color coordination tonight, Lou?
Yeah, it looks very good.
Yeah, saw this shirt. I says, oh, it's 6-1. It looks like I'm going to be popping on the Mets hat tonight. So
you got to support the winner.
Threw this shirt on. Would love to have put this hat on tonight with the team winning or wearing these ball caps themselves. And they got to go out there and practically lay another goose egg and force me to wear a New York hat. The only hat I won't put on, guys, there's one hat I will not wear. And you guessed it. It's right up there. That Dodger hat right there.
You almost tried once, but I
almost did it.
Yeah, it just didn't happen.
I won't put that hat on.
And Dan, people in the chat are saying, "What the hell happened to the wall?" I mean, you look behind you. There's empty
the wall
spots.
looks a little. Bro, this hat's missing.
Did you have an earthquake?
No, Texas. That's the Angels. The sticker. Oh, wait a minute. That one will stick. Hold on. What is that one? That one.
And then who's above Cleveland is missing?
Yeah, that is the who the heck is that one? Cleveland. That would be Detroit. Oh, it fell tonight.
See, people thought maybe an earthquake. Yeah, there you go.
The stickiness on the back is all falling off. Jeez. What's going on? Hold on.
People get worried.
Oh, there's a little stickiness on that one here. Hold on. Let me take this off.
Somebody said, who's in charge of the wall? Buster? Is he protesting? Not enough snacks? Doesn't want to do the job?
All right, we'll have to work on the Mets is on my head. What's below Texas? Who is that?
The
Angels right here. Okay, Angels. Sticky's there, but we're missing the clip. I don't know what happened to it.
A lot of problems.
A lot of problems happening up here in the baseball board. The 49ers and the Dubs are the only two Bay Area franchises that won't do giveaways of other Bay Area teams. Sharks did a Curry bobblehead too. Interesting. Yeah, why do the 49ers need to give away stuff of other teams? They're sold out.
Yeah. And by the way, you saw it brought back a horrible memory, but Russ Ortiz was in the stands tonight. If people don't remember, great Giant. And if Dusty Baker actually knew what he was doing as a manager, we would have won our first World Series. I don't like him getting taken out. Well, I think he had 69 pitches, and he took him out in the 7th. All right, all right, Dust, you know him better than me.
I like this. I need a small dwarfs to maintain my hats behind the little mini Gotham Club. There we go. Just cut the hole out. Wait, what's behind this wall? That's outside that wall. This wall. Oh, that's the other side of the wall is the little walkway to the garage. Let's see. I'm just going through the chat here. Wait a minute. Cliff's a Kings fan. How many Kings fans do we have?
Yeah, quite a bit. Probably at least a half dozen, maybe more.
We got a lot of Kings fans in here. Let me ask you this, Cliff. You're a big Giants fan. If the Sacramento community was able to change ownership of the A's and somehow convince Major League Baseball to build a new stadium, a 35,000 seat stadium in Sacramento, would you become a A's fan over the Giants, or is it Giants for life? Yeah, interesting. You want Kuminga. Some other guys in the chat that I've talked to, Cliff, do not want Kuminga, Sacramento fans. Ibrahim and I think it was Senior. Ibrahim and Senior. I don't think they want Jonathan Kuminga. Maybe it's just Senior. I'm not sure. Can't remember. I have to look at my text. Yeah, Bo would have been a great ball dog. Yeah, we've got a
dog show. You want to do that so bad.
No, I mean, I'm talking about the ball dudes.
You talking about a dog to go pick up the bats?
We need something. The balls. I mean,
instead of the ball dudes and the girls. I mean, that's the problem. We're thinking 20 years away. Everyone talks about how great our announcers are. They're getting old, guys. They're getting old. Ball dudes, really old. You know.
There it is. Senior says Kuminga for Murray. No thanks. I take Murray for Kuminga. Sure. We can use a sharpshooter. Yeah, guys, here we are. We better hope the Giants win some ball games here in the next few days, and they give us another trade to get us excited about, or we're going to be talking by the end of next week 49er football. People are going to be like running for the exits from the Giants. The Giants better get this thing going. Either that, or I'm all for trading of selling and getting excited to see some young players.
Yeah.
I would love to see some young players. But you know what? This team's been made, I'm afraid, Lou. Buster put this team together with veterans that and you know what? If the Giants can't get this thing done where they're a playoff team by next year, I'm going to give them some grace for this year because nobody expected them to make the playoffs. But if you can't get this team with the signings you did with Adames and Chapman, and you've got
and the Devers trade, Adames,
and the Devers. Okay, yeah, let's look at the three veterans: Chapman, Devers, Adames. If you can't get into the playoffs with those moves, because those are your moves, Chapman is on you. You went and signed him. You went and signed Adames, and you went and signed Devers and traded for Devers. If you don't get into the playoffs by 2026, I'm sorry.
You also signed Melvin.
Yeah.
In the middle of the year.
This thing is not going to go well when you go forward. This thing is going to be spiral for years because as they get older. Dom Peralta says Buster first year of like 80 will be a win. Absolutely. That was my prediction this year, Dom. 86 and 76. Build on it, sell the old dudes for depth, and build for the future. That's the plan, and it better work because when you sign guys like Chapman and Adames, good dudes, good heads on their shoulders, team players, good all around vibe of guys, but I'm sorry, good dudes go only so far. You got to have the talent. And my worry is as guys get older, the first thing to go is the bat speed. Now, Adames is still relatively young. He's 29, but Chapman's 32. Where's he going to be like 2 years from now, Lou?
Scary. And Dom, I completely agree with you. But what happens if he doesn't? That means we have to go 32 and 26.
Right now?
The Giants right now to go 86 and 76.
That's a doable record. I don't think 30. I don't think 36 and
that's 90, 36.
And 22. I don't think 36 and 22 is going to be doable. That's 90 wins. I think that's what it's going to take to get in the playoffs. I don't see them doing that.
And remember, you now have lost two of your starters.
Yeah, I've got the Giants
and Roop.
Before Roop was going down, before the news came out today, I had the Giants at about 82 wins. Readjusting where I kind of forecast where they're going, 82 to 83 wins. Right now, I'm just hoping for 80 because that's where I got my money, the over 79.5. Just give me 80 at this point. If they fall under 80, if this team falls under 75 wins, Lou, is Melvin's job on the line?
I think if they're not over 500, I think Melvin's gone. I think the whole entire staff is gone. Maddie's gone. Burrell. Oh, yeah. Buster has made a point. He's done everything he can. He signed a shortstop. He gave you guys a huge trade. And if they're 81 and 81, they're gone. The whole entire staff is gone. And we're looking for somebody.
Johnny Cesari says, as crazy as it sounds, he thinks they get to 88. So you think they go 34 and 24?
Wow. With two pitchers. All right.
Remember how this looked last year. We're going to start seeing openers soon, guys. And then you tire the entire bullpen out, and you're relying on guys like Matt Gage and Joey Lucchesi and Sean Jelly.
Sam, he didn't give him a 10-year extension, thank God.
Guys, I don't think they'd fire Melvin if they go 81 and 81. I think it would take a disastrous fall off where they go like 74 and 88 or 75 and 87, something like that. I think it takes where it looks like the team is given up. If they're fighting and they're clawing and fighting and they get to 81 and 81 because they don't have the horses, then I don't think they'd fire Melvin because Buster said, this is on me. I put the team together. But I think if they completely just like tank and it looks like the players have just, Cancuned it on September 1, or August 25th, let's say they go to San Diego, the series we're going to, Lou, and let's say San Diego sweeps them and the Giants go into that series like 3 games behind San Diego or 1 game behind them. And San Diego puts the leather to them and the bats to them and just runs them right out of the Petco Park. Then I think
it's hard, Dan. If you look at the schedule, I mean, I told everyone what our home schedule is, but our road schedule isn't easy either. It's going to be very, very challenging. Colorado is not a gimme anymore. They're playing good ball. Okay. But I mean, I'm just saying, look at it. I'm just going to go through our schedule the rest of the year. All right. We go New York, 2 more games, Pittsburgh, 3 more here. Then we go to New York for 3, Pittsburgh for 3. Then we have Washington, San Diego, and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is going to be tough because they're in it. Then we go 4 San Diego, 3 against Milwaukee at Milwaukee. Milwaukee's the hottest team. Then we come home for the Cubs. Then we come home for Baltimore. Then we go to Colorado. And then we go to St. Louis for 3. Then we have Arizona, where obviously Arizona might not be the same team since you're giving teams away. And then we have the Dodgers for 3. But then we go to Arizona and then Dodgers for 4. We almost hope the Dodgers get on a roll so they don't need those games. And St. Louis is only a game behind us, so that's going to be tough. And then we got Colorado to end it. I don't know how, especially with only 2 pitchers. Now, in 48 hours, if we pick somebody else up, but, pitching has carried us all year. And now we're down to basically less than 2.5. That's going to be tough.
NorCal Sports Talk Live says they're in the 79 to 81 win range. Sam Vasquez, 82 to 80. James A says 80. Yeah, I'll take 80. James A. Los's early season prediction 78. Mark Graves, everything changes in 6 days. Let's see which wild card contenders make moves. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Some teams are starting to make moves now. Mitchell and Ness waiting for Posey's learning curve is going to be frustrating. Lynch was a rookie GM and still acting like one. I think Buster will discover what he really likes and really doesn't like in the long term. He can be quicker to anger than Lynch, who is living in La La Land. You feel like Posey's deferring to Bobby Evans this year. I don't know, maybe.
Dan, maybe we can get our favorite GM before the 31st on to give us hope. What do you do when you're down to 2 pitchers? What do you do when you're a GM? Do you have to give up your main guy?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah, I have to talk to Ned.
I
don't know, guys.
For Naylor last night to Seattle, who we could have used Naylor, they got the number 14 and 16 prospect. That's all they gave up.
Yeah, they didn't give up much, guys. They didn't give up much for Josh Naylor. And, Josh Naylor's probably owed, what, $3 million the rest of the season?
And I don't care about a rental. We just need an arm that's going to be able to pitch, because I don't believe in the guys that we have.
That is the issue, and it has been the issue. I think the Giants are what, 54 and 50, correct?
54
they have
and 50.
Played 104 games. That means there's what, 58 to go? 58 to go. I could see the Giants winning where they get to a point where they win maybe 27 of those games.
So that's 500.
No, that's less. They would lose 27 and 31.
Oh yeah, no, they'd be 500 because they're 54 and 50.
Oh. Yeah, that's kind of where I see this thing heading. Because of the pitching, and I think
huge.
if they go 27 and 31 with this pitching, I think it's going to be that would be good. That would be good. I could see a world, Lou, where they have 58 games to go.
Or is that the new excuse? Oh, well, we lost 2 pitchers, so we're going to bring everyone back next year and give it another try.
I could see where they go something like 23 and 35. And because when you get in, this is going to snowball with this pitching, guys. Think about this. Think about this pitching. You're going to have guys that are not good starters.
Used to. Yep.
And they're going to go 4 innings and have to come out. And then the bullpen's going to get worn down. And they're going to hold up. And then by September, the bullpen's going to be thrashed. And especially if you don't get any starters. The knee-jerk reaction to me in this is trading away good prospects for rental pitchers.
Yeah.
That would be the absolute worst thing that the Giants can do, in my opinion, is trade away good prospects. I don't care about the mid prospects, okay? But if you're going to trade away some of your good prospects, they better not be for rentals. Like, if, for example, you want a Joe Ryan, his value is like 73 on the trade machine.
Yeah.
Bryce Eldridge is, just to give you an idea, Logan Webb's a 66 and probably dropping. When they redo him, I bet you Logan Webb. Remember this, guys. Logan Webb, right now, I did this the other day, his value is 66. Okay? When we come back, they update these on a weekly basis. When we come back, he's already dropped. He's 63 now. See what I mean? He's dropped already. Do you guys remember the trade I did the other day and he was 66?
Yep.
And I don't even think this is after tonight's game. Let me see.
And we have another super chat from Dom, just so you know.
Okay. So Logan Webb's value has already dropped to 63. Okay. Joe Ryan was 71 the other day. Now, Eldridge is 50. Look at Webb and look at his availability. Interesting. They say medium. I wonder if there's talks, Matt Chapman and Duvall medium. Interesting. Availability. I don't know where they get that. To me, every day exactly, NorCal. Every day you wait to trade Webb, his value depreciates. That's exactly just totally agree. And yeah, I get it. But, I could show you some of the trades that were made here today and show you those values were pretty close.
Yeah.
The one Seattle did for Naylor, it was a value of 8-4. That's pretty close.
And Dan, Dom had a super chat, and he sort of talks a good game. I completely agree. Why don't you take a look at what he said?
Thank you, Lou. The Naylor deal was easy, no-brainer for Seattle. 290, 800 OPS, first baseman. I guess we don't need one of those. No Arizona to San Francisco, though. Yeah. Well, this is an area that Buster totally screwed up, in my opinion, because he thought he had Lamont Wade Jr. and Wilmer Flores. He could have traded for Naylor in the offseason. Look what Arizona did. They gave up a couple prospects to get Naylor, and they just got him back, and they rented him for a half a season or a little over. Didn't quite work out for him, but they got prospects back. This is what you got to learn as a new GM. And it's a frustrating thing to watch, Lou. It's very frustrating. We've gone our hour and a half. Let's get out of here. It's late.
Yeah.
Final
So
word,
tomorrow will probably be about 9.
Yeah,
or do you want to go over the player of the game? Or
yeah, let's go
look
over our
forward to
player of the
tomorrow?
game.
Okay.
Let's go over our player of the game. Let's go over the player of the game. Who do you got? Go. You go for it. I'll let you go for it.
Well, I think,
it's pretty tough.
I don't know if I can even pick a Giant the more I think about it. So I'm going to have to go to the Mets, and I'm going to take Lindor. Big 3 hits. Here's how good Lindor is. The guy had 3 hits, scored 3 runs. His other 2 times he struck out, but you don't even know he struck out twice. That's what a solid player goes. So Lindor is going to be my number 1. I'm going to give Lee my number 2 star because this is the first time I can remember at home where he actually got 2 hits. So I'm going to give him that. And then I will give any of the pitchers. No, definitely not Duvall. I'm going to give Beck my number 3 star. Beck again pitched great, got sent down. And, I don't know how that works when you get sent down, but I guess since someone was injured, he didn't have to sit the 15 days because now he came back, another solid 2 innings because I was hoping he might be a starter before he got sent down. So, I'm going to get Beck. I ride the guy a lot, but I thought it was pretty good because, hey, Beck's now his last, 2 starts, he pitched 6 innings, 4 innings, now 2 innings. He's given up nothing, striking out people. So Beck will be my number 3 pick, but I got to, I got to give it Lindor.
Good pick. All right. You went Lindor, Lee. I'm going to go Elliot Ramos leading off. He got 2 hits, started the game off with a hit, didn't strike out, 2 for 4, raised his batting average to 270. My second star, Jung-Hoo Lee, also 2 for 4, didn't strike out, raised his batting average to 249. And my third star of the game is this young lady right there. That is my that is my third star of the game. Beto, I'm with you. The lady out in left field is the ball dude. I don't know if that's a dude. I think it's a lady.
Yeah, that's the right field. I think it's a lady too.
That is down the right field line.
What they should have done is had a pitching clock. That would have been a violation. Would have been classic.
Yeah, that is my. I almost made her my number 1 star, but since she made 2 errors tonight, man, didn't even attempt it. Just couldn't even reach the ball. The ball goes. The Giants are not only becoming an embarrassment on the field, but off the field on the side of the field. What are we doing? I get that they auction. They put their name in an auction to get drawn or something?
They're all decided before the season starts. I've always, said, hey, can I do it for a birthday, give a donation? They never help me.
Is it for a is this like highest bidder wins?
I don't know.
What are we doing? This is unbelievable.
And the worst is Kruko is now calling ball babes or whatever he calls them. There've been so many. He's only talking about young girls now because there's nobody else worth anything. It's bad.
Have you ever seen the highlight of the young girl who climbs the wall in left field? It's a foul ball or something, and she jumps. She climbs the wall in foul territory and gets up and catches it.
A little talent.
I'm with Norca. This has got to stop. This has got to stop. It's stale. It is stale. Just get some hot young women and be done with it. Yeah, they can catch. Absolutely.
San Diego don't even have mitts. They do it with their hands.
It's getting to the point where it's embarrassing. I mean, she might make ESPN's top 10 tonight.
No, top what not top 10, the top 10 or whatever.
I don't know. Do they have an untop 10?
Yeah, they do it at the end of the week.
I mean, come on.
It's embarrassment. Yeah.
I mean, we got a pitch clock. We got a game thing going, and we got foul balls that we have to wait until somebody waddles down the line to pick up the ball. Okay, look. You know what? I'm going to show you something. I think I have it in here. I'm going to show you the difference of what the Dodgers and the Giants. Here it is. All right. Let me see this. Okay. This is not the ball dudes. It is the security. I'm going to show you on the screen. Watch the first guy on the left field. He jumps the fence. He jumps the little 3-foot wall and gets out of the way. The other guy is taking off on the warning track to get out of the way with the chair. Both of them grab their chair. First guy grabs his chair, leaps over the wall. Second guy grabs his chair. To let the player do his job.
Yeah, for the player to do his job.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch it down the left field line. Okay, watch the guys. There he is. He jumps the wall. Look at this guy running, getting out of the way. Could you imagine our Giants people doing that? Look at it again. I'll do it in slow.
It would have been fan interference.
I'll see if I can do it in slow motion for you. Move my finger. Watch the guy jump. See the guy jumping the wall right over there? See him? See him? See the blue wall down the line? See this guy jumping over? You see that? Look at. He jumps. And the other guys, see him on the warning track? Look at it. He's running out of the way with his chair in his hand.
Yeah, organized.
Totally like prepped before the game.
Yeah, it's like they practice. Yeah, they have prep. Yeah. Say, this is what you got to do if it comes. Yep.
Lou, look at the dude jumping over the wall right there on the blue.
Yeah.
See it down the line?
Yeah, I see him.
See him? Boom, he's over. That's what I'm – it's like – what do we got? We got these people that can't
we have a turtle who's running down trying to get the foul ball, delaying everything. It's like 2 commercials went by.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. It's just I caught that and I'm like, this is just like totally what I mean, once again, the Dodgers
do everything better than us. Yeah.
Gosh, and it's just, come on, Giants. There's so many young people in the Bay Area that could do this.
And Dan, they better get better because let me tell you something. At the end of August, when we come back, when the Cubs come to town, that place is going to be 75% Cub fans. And when the Dodgers come to town, it's going to be all Dodger fans again. Or the same one it just was. Yeah, Mr. Magoo. But at least Mr. Magoo knows what he's doing. That girl was completely lost, not once, but twice.
I should have put it on the screen just to have it all the way up there. But all right. We definitely appreciate you being here. And we'll be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's game's a 6:05 game. So we'll be on here about 8:45-ish. Okay? Right around the 8:30, 8:45. Who's pitching tomorrow, Lou?
Ray?
Okay, I was going to say if it was Black or somebody like that, it might be.
No, that's Sunday night, to be announced, TBA.
Okay, yeah, whatever the game Sunday night. Sunday night game is a 4:15 game. We may not show up till 11 because the Mets might still be hitting at 10 p.m.
Yeah, it's going to be, again, Giants go against a lefty tomorrow, Drew Peterson. So you know how it is when we go against lefties.
All right. Thanks for being here, guys. Really appreciate you. We can't do the show without you. Give it a like. Thank you for your comments, as always. And we'll catch you tomorrow night around 8:45. If the game's over earlier, we'll be on earlier. So you guys have a great Saturday, and let's see if we can get a win tomorrow night. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.